Hey everybody, I'm Andrew,
And I'm JS.
and we're here to talk about Jackass Presents.
Bad Grandpa.
Yes, we are. Now, were you really aware that they were going to make this movie?
I think I had heard about it, but it was
Right.
one of those things that went in one ear right out the other. Completely forgot. Again, another trailer that just showed up last week
Yeah.
and completely shocked me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, I heard maybe rumblings about, like, just taking the grandfather character that was in the first Jackass movie and
Uh-huh.
kind of a staple, one of Knoxville's staple characters,
Yeah.
and turning that into a feature. I thought it sounded silly until I saw this trailer. This trailer's really funny.
It is.
It's really, really funny.
I-
I was on the floor.
The first time I saw it, I was just sort of watching a few of you guys watching it, and it looked incredibly offensive, which it is going for. But then later, when I just sat down in front of my computer and watched the whole thing,
Yeah.
I was cracking up. I mean,
Yeah,
it's really
yeah.
hard not to. So here are our stars.
Yep.
The main two guys in the movie. There is, of course, Johnny Knoxville.
As Irvin
Zisman.
Zisman hasn't aged a day since the first Jackass
I know, it's
movie.
incredible.
Really, he looks like a spry 86. And the kid is Jackson Nickel,
Right.
who worked with Knoxville on Fun Size, that kind of Nickelodeon kind of cute movie. Remember?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
remember that
debatable.
movie.
I didn't see it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it came and went. Anyways,
But they worked together, and apparently they got on pretty well. I don't know why they just didn't use Wee Man though.
I don't know. Well, Jackson is now the second shortest member of Jackass. if you want to,
I like it.
if you want to induct him already, I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see. But Jackson is playing a character named Billy,
Right.
which is interesting because. So there's kind of a very, very loose narrative going on throughout this story.
It's different from the Jackass movies. It's
Yeah.
not just pranks, right?
It has
It's not
it has
just-
more in common with Borat, actually.
Ah.
I've heard some people compare this to that.
to the Cohen thing of loose
Yeah.
narratives.
Yeah. And so Billy, his mom has just been thrown in prison for one reason or another, and Billy has been sent to his grandfather, who's going to take him on a road trip to live with his father.
Oh, I see.
And it's all about the hijinks, all the mischief they get into along the way. Did you see that movie
love it.
Clown?
Oh,
With
I
a- With a
did.
K?
Yeah,
it
the-
kind of
the-
reminds
was
me
it
of that.
Danish movie?
I think so.
Man, that was extremely erotic.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That was a great movie. That made me laugh.
Okay, I still have yet to see it, but I've heard great things about it. But it sort of is the same thing, like a road trip of sorts, where
Right.
you're taking a kid along, and
That-
it's just unspeakable things that they do and run into along the way.
Now that you mention it, man, that really does. It does have a
And
clown vibe.
I
to
think
it, yeah.
I think Bad Grandpa and Clown need to be a double feature.
Yeah.
At the New Beverly sometime.
We should totally do that. We should convince them to do that because it'll definitely bring in all the teenagers.
So shopping
offend a lot of
carts.
people.
I mean, if you're a fan of Jackass movies,
You know that shopping
carts
in-
play a very big role. So
I
yeah.
also have to say I'm really glad that they're not doing Jackass 4 because I don't know if you can do Jackass without Ryan Dunn anymore. I mean, he was so integral to the team.
I think they still will eventually.
You think they will?
I
Those bank.
Yeah,
you know,
they did
and they're
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
They really do.
And so, yeah, this will have to suffice for now.
It's really interesting the whole idea of this being like the Borat thing. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just going to be one scene after another,
Right.
stuff like this. And if you're already offended,
Mhm.
What about the kid's parents?
Yeah,
I wonder about that.
That's
Jackson
something
Nicole.
you
I,
have to wonder about.
I wonder if Mr. and Mrs. Nicole are proud of their son's early.
Do you think they watched
descent.
all of the Jackass movies to kind of get prepared?
Yeah. That would be tough, man. Okay, so.
Because Jeff Tremaine is directing this, and Jeff Tremaine is the director of all the other Jackass movies.
Right.
And I love this because when I think of road trips, a lot of music comes off. Mainly, I love this song because it's also in end of Dazed and Confused when we're driving up to get the Aerosmith tickets. You know?
Okay, yeah.
Um,
So, North Carolina, here we come. And
the redder the state is, man, the funnier they are.
Come on, let's have some fun.
Oh, I love that. Just look at them. They're very happy to be with each other.
I really hope they get along well in this. You know,
The kid's great. I mean, he has the best reactions. To
he
all
really
the
does.
stuff
His
going on.
timing in a lot of these gags are really funny.
And so a lot of this required preparation, as you'll see. I mean,
So, do you think all right? So we look at this here, and I always wonder the legality of some of these stunts.
Well, as you see, some people have their faces blurred out, others
So
don't.
the guys who don't, are they like? Because this woman, the woman with the black thing and the gloves, looks like she might work there.
Right.
So maybe they talked to her beforehand, and she was aware of what was going to go on, or they just
Maybe
get
just
to
the
sign stuff.
manager. Maybe
Right.
just the manager, and then afterwards, I'm sure there's a ton of paperwork after every
Right.
scene they do.
So I
There's
guess
gotta be.
if your face is on, that means you signed a waiver. If it's not, that means you didn't.
They're just like, yeah, we'll make your face look like Play-Doh if you don't sign this. So,
I love it. Love it.
and you can't blame some people for not wanting to be a part of this. And look, he's
Exactly.
he's doing pranks to his own grandpa.
Eating popcorn and reading the newspaper.
Oh
my God, this
so
wedding
sad.
scene.
I can't. I feel so sorry for
But
the bride and groom.
you have to think that the bride and groom were in on it.
Hopefully,
The guests probably weren't, but you're not
Yeah.
going to ruin a wedding unless you. Oh my god!
And then he bites the cake.
I love that. That shot is what makes me think like this is going to be a big addition to like the kind of Jackass trope because the kid is just as funny.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have to ask, what did you think of the Bad Grandpa skits that were in the Jackass movie?
I thought they were great.
Okay.
To be honest, when I saw them, I didn't think like, hey, I'd like to see a 90-minute movie out of that.
Okay, yeah.
But I especially because the Spike Jonze,
Sure.
filmmaker and an actor occasionally who I love.
Yeah. Who helped write this movie?
Exactly. So I wonder because he had another character. He was like the second old guy.
Yeah.
And in the Jackass movie, this segment, they were like fighting at points and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I wonder if he'll maybe have an appearance. You know, maybe
he'll
down the
show up.
road.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the Straight Story. If you ever saw
my
that,
gosh.
remember that movie?
Yeah, I love the Straight Story.
It might be my favorite Lynch movie, but that's a bad
No,
thing to say.
dude,
It's the most normal.
I'm in the same.
Really?
We'll talk about that
Okay,
off camera.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
That's my favorite Lynch movie, and a
If-
lot of people are like, "It's not Lynch enough. You need something with rape in it or something." I don't
If
know.
only Richard Farnsworth were alive to see Bad Grandpa. That's
Absolutely.
another interesting double pairing.
It
would
is,
be
it really
Bad
is.
Grandpa and Straight
And
Story.
the Straight Story, it's like the same story, cross country with an old guy.
And look, he's paying back for him kicking his chair. I mean, it's fair. I mean,
Oh my god, I love it.
You're very pretty when you're mad.
I love that one.
so real people, real messed up. Oh my.
Is that a wax figure
Yeah,
or is that a
what are
stunt
they
woman?
doing here? I mean,
The way the hand moves, it looks like wax.
who would show up to a funeral that they don't know the person involved? You know?
Right.
So
right.
did they fake someone's death and then do this, or is
Yeah.
that can't be a real?
What's the
corpse.
setup then?
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Do they just ask people to come in?
And look at these reactions. This lady right here,
I
she
love
is
that.
shocked.
She is totally.
And they're getting the.
The other lady was just like, oh my god.
I'll just call you cinnamon.
So yeah, he
This
says
kid.
he says some obscene things himself. And this feels like a moment right out of Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh,
what
totally.
we're
I
about
was
to
thinking
get
the
into.
same thing.
Um,
It is basically the same setup.
Because there's cross dressing going on. It's a
Right.
it's a little different. It has a whole nother layer to it.
So this woman, when she says that, like, is she making aware that she knows it's a boy?
Yeah, I'm under that
Right.
impression.
So they're trying to be open-minded about the whole idea.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I love it.
And so it starts off very sweet and innocent. This guy's face is my favorite in the whole trailer. Look that is the face of just peaceful content. And
Oh, this is
him and his
nice,
wife are just
adorable.
there, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little beauty pageant, but watch what happens. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
man.
And there
See, after Little Miss Sunshine, I almost assumed that kind of killed the whole beauty pageant idea
Yeah.
because it is to me a little bit. I don't want to say disgusting, but
then
it's,
after
it's,
Honey Boo Boo
Yeah.
became like America's. Oh my gosh.
oh my god, the money! This entire review is just us laughing like dorks because it's such a funny trailer.
Yeah. So
That's
there we
so
go.
funny.
That sums it up right there. That is a very bad grandpa. And the woman right in the middle.
Which is so funny because the other two almost seem like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is just another pageant, just another thing.
Uh,
One in the middle seems to be the only one who really
and
is
this woman, bless her heart, decides to give them one clap.
shocked. Right. I love that. I love that they caught her too doing that.
Yeah.
I'm 86 years old.
October 25th. So celebrate Halloween.
Exactly.
Bring the whole family. Bring your grandpa.
Bring your bad grandparents. Yeah. I'm very excited, man. I didn't think it was something that they could pull off.
Yeah, but they have done it clearly.
Yeah.
And I'll say one of the funnest times I've ever had in a theater was seeing the original Jackass the movie.
Totally.
In a theater with an
I
audience.
completely agree. My sister and her husband, their first date was to see Jackass 2.
Okay.
And when apparently he laughed just as much as my sister, and that from that day on, she was like, "Oh, he's my husband." Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. And if you want to be a bad grandpa yourself, you should bring your children or your
absolutely,
grandchildren.
I think that's a good idea.
So
Yeah. So yeah, we're excited. A lot of good trailers recently.
Yeah.
Charles. Yep. I'm Andrew.
I'm JS. Thanks for watching.